gotta find a way to tap into it. We gotta find a way to be able to live with our man and our woman. We gotta be able to run around. Love ourselves first before we love our neighbor. We gotta love ourselves first before we love our children. The new generation children out here are going crazy. Hey, if you watch the news, you see what's going on in Chicago, Memphis, Detroit, Oakland, Los Angeles, Boston, Indiana. Just name a few cities. We gotta save our children from going out here and making mistakes that we made once upon a time. But we gotta teach them the right way. We have to teach them about getting a good education. We got to teach them about our history. We can't continue go and go and go around and round and round and round in these negative cycles. It's killing us, me included. So let's work on getting better ourselves so we can better our community, so we can better our country, so we can better the world. But make no mistake about it. Everybody needs to be paying attention to what's going on out here. Everybody. I don't care if you watch the news on your TV, on the mainstream. I don't care if you take it on social media. We have to pay attention what's going on here in the world because our lives depend on it. We can no longer turn a blind eye to what's going on out here in the world. We have to know. Because it's going to come a time where a lot of those things that happen overseas, it's going to find its way to our country if it hadn't already. And we got to be prepared. No, I'm not going out here talking about prepare for war. I'm trying to just be prepared. Be prepared because, again, this world that God created, it's not the same anymore. And it's scary, especially when you have young children out here that we're raising to be good young adults. And not just in our image, but in God's image. There's we in a time where there's a lot of confusion and a lot of people upset. And a lot of people are voicing their displeasure in a way that we had never seen before. I'm not just talking about bad people. I'm not talking about people who are out here who are lifetime criminals. No, I'm talking about good people. I'm talking about your everyday people who goes to work, go home, be with their families. They are out here upset. They are out here doing things that they would never thought they would do, or things that we would never thought they would do. So these are crazy, dangerous times. And I heard a gentleman said this on his show, and how much I hate copying people, but he is right. Pay attention to your circle. Pay attention to the people you hang around with before they hurt you. Because no matter what, they're the ones that were first to get you. So pay attention to your circle. Pay attention to what's going on in the world. Pay attention and educate and teach our children, the youth of this world. Be there for them. Be a positive influence to them. And also remember, live like you're on the run, but stay dangerous. What I mean by that is live your life to the fullest. Live your life the way you want to live it, but you gotta live dangerously sometimes because there are people out here that's trying to get you just simple fact that they're unhappy with their lives. So with that said, let's get to some R&B news because a lot has happened in the R&B music scene. You know, I have an article here talking about what we may have missed out on songs from certain artists out here, like from LMA, Johnny Gill. You know, just to name two because I don't want to name 15. But let's get to these article, and this one comes from This Is R&B, and they talk about how there are some artists out here who made some hit songs that we just didn't listen to, we missed out on. That, for example, let's talk about Ella May and her song "Tell Her." I never heard it, but I will be listening to it. And then there's Eric Robertson, "Trust and Love." Then there's Destin Conrad, Winsby. Then there's Tijuana Savage. This one is personal. And then there is Jalen Josie Freak. Hey, hey. And then there's Division Excited slash Love on You. I might check that song out because it got love in it. Then there's Tierra Thomas, A Hug, Jesse J, Believe in Magic. There's a lot of songs here. There's a lot of songs. And then there's Johnny Gill, One Night. And if you want to check out the rest of the article, just go in, just download This Is R&B. They got a list of songs. I named a few. We already know that every year R&B musicians release some songs for the 25 that they probably made in 24. And a lot of times we don't listen to those music, or I should say, we hear the snippet of that music. We thinking, that's all right. This ain't good. But then we don't listen to it all the way through. So these songs we probably missed out on that we need to pay attention to and listen to. So I'm gonna do my part later on today. I'm listening to these songs, the songs that I had named, just to see. Not only just good, but I always want to hear the artists that I heard before, see where they are. You know, a lot of artists get older, they get more mature, and their voice get more mature. So I want to hear Johnny Gill, One Night. I want to hear Ella May, Tell Her. So I want to check those songs out. Also in the news, R&B singer David. Now we all know David is going through some things in his personal life. Let me see if I have the article right here. He has canceled his European tour dates after a body of a 15-year-old girl was found in his impound car, and they held a vigil for the teen. Now I've been keeping up with the story because it's national news, and we getting a lot of information, whether it's online or from the mainstream media. And first thing first, my condolences go out to that young lady's family. She's been missing for a while, and only to turn up dead, disfigured. And that's a sad thing. And not only that, but she was found dismembered in the trunk of a car. And that is so sad because that young lady probably she probably had dreams. She probably had her life mapped out. She probably did a lot of things that she wanted to do in life, and now she won't be able to do those things because what happened to her. And for David, who's the allegedly primary suspect, he has not been charged. So there's no point in throwing out accusations out there. We don't know. But we do know is that allegedly they were in a relationship. Allegedly. I say that 3 times because we don't know the truth. And for a young man as David to be caught up in this situation, it breaks my heart. It breaks my heart because you see this over and over and over and over again with musicians where they put themselves in these situations where they allegedly fool around or date or have a girlfriend that's underage. And usually that can go two ways. She end up pregnant or end up dead. How many times we seen this? How many times that we will have to go through this over and over and over again and see musicians who put themselves in these type of situations where they don't learn from the previous musicians. I said it once, I say it again. If you are, I don't care if you're a musician, athlete, or regular man or woman, if you are in relationship with the underage teen, something's wrong with you. Something's really wrong with you. And if you do something to that young lady or young man that is underage, you deserve to go to jail. And I hate saying that. I hate saying that because jail is for nobody. But if you have to go, you need to go. And I'm hate seeing and hearing these stories about grown people dating underage kids. For what? This young man, David, canceled his European tour, according to Ticketmaster. And now he in a situation where he gonna be fighting for his life. Again, I don't know what he did do or didn't do, but it's sad. It's really, really sad. Because if this young man did these things, he just pissed away his life. He killed his own dream. He got in his own way to doing something great. And it's sad to see. It's sad to see that. That should never happen at all. We should never put ourselves in a situation where we killed our own dream or we killed somebody else's dream. That young lady had a mother, probably had a father, probably had siblings who would never see her again, let alone she was already been missing. So how would you feel as a parent to find out that your child, who you haven't seen in a year, is dead? And the last time you allegedly spoken to her is that you knew that she allegedly had a boyfriend named David. It goes back to what I said earlier, man. We gotta be better. We gotta be better. Gotta be better. So I'm not gonna give everybody all the details because it hurts. It really hurts. But I'm gonna say this though: the mass cancellation of shows comes after the remains of a teenage girl were found early this month in the trunk of David's impound Tesla. The singer also canceled the rest of his U.S. tour dates last week. As of Monday afternoon, it looks as though his Australian shows are still on. David, whose real name is David Anthony Burke, was scheduled to perform at the Greek Theater in Los Angeles over the weekend and was set to make an appearance at the Grammy Museum this week. Both of those events, however, have been removed from their official website. A candlelight vigil was held for Celeste Rivas, the 15-year-old girl whose remains were found in a car that was registered to David on Sunday night. Rivas' friends and family gathered around a makeshift memorial on the street she used to live on in Lake Elsinore, California, to mourn the teen. A house in the Hollywood Hills neighborhood of Los Angeles was reportedly searched on September 17th as part of an ongoing investigation. The cause of death is still unknown, and the Los Angeles County Medical Examiner is working to determine how Rivas died. The singer David is 20 years old. He's a songwriter known for his indie R&B and alternative pop sound, rose to fame after he went viral on TikTok as more than 33 million monthly listeners on Spotify. David is known for hits like Romantic Homicide and Here With Me, both of which have over 1 billion streams on Spotify. He was set to conclude his world tour in Los Angeles at the end of September. David was previously unveiled as the face of Crocs and Hollister Dream Drop collaboration through the brands, removed him from the campaign after Rivas remains found. Though the artist himself has not made any public statements regarding the case, authorities says that he is cooperating with investigations. And it goes in the story about what happened, he's involved, and when they found the car and all. All I gotta say is that I commend them for cooperating with the investigation, and whatever happens, I pray that this young lady gets justice. And I also say this: if David somehow, somewhere is involved, not one life is lost, 2 lives are lost. Because 2 young people, 120 and 115, would never see a day of light again. They will never be able to live their lives anymore. So my hearts and prayers go out to the Rivas family, and I hope David continues with cooperating with the investigation. And remember, he is innocent until proven guilty. And right now, he's innocent. But he's also the only suspect. So we're going to move on to Vibe Magazine, who gave us the 25 best R&B songs of 2024. And to me, that's kind of hard because there were a lot of great music, a lot of good music in 24. I mean, just break it down to 25. I know I couldn't do it. I'll probably give you my top 100 songs of R&B music 24, but 25, and man, that's shout out to Vibe Magazine. And let the argument begins. So at one of these songs is Met You at the Bar with Jazz Carls and Tone Stitch. Man, I can't even talk. Butterflies with Isaiah Falls featuring Joyce Rice. Then we have Attention by Bryce Tiller. Then we have another song here, Please Don't Fall in Love with Me, Khalid. Then we have Something We Can Make Love To, Eric Benet featuring Tamar Braxton. And we have Same Mistake by Destin Conrad and Alex Isley. And we have more here. Lucid Dreams by Leon Thomas and Mesgio. Hope I pronounced that right. And we have SOS, Sex on Sight, featuring Victoria Monet, featuring Usher. I'm quite sure that's a popular song amongst the young people. Sex on Sight, baby. That's love. And then we have Bryson Tiller featuring Victoria Monet, Persuasion. Bryson Tiller got 2 songs out here in the top 25. Okay. And then we got Galliant featuring Nayo, Centigrade. And then we got Usher, One of Them Ones. And then we have Chris Brown, Residual. That's a hot song. And plus, I'm a Chris Brown fan. And we have Money Long, Ruin Me. And I'm going to finish it up with this, with SZA, Saturn. Or Tim's Bernie. Or 10 Shade Nasty. Or Kehlani featuring Dixon, Slow Dance. So there's a lot of his songs in 2024. I'm wondering what's going to be the top 25 R&B songs for 2025. And actually, what I'm looking forward to. What is going to be the song of the year in 2026, or the top song in the summer of 2026? Because we got a lot. Because that's always been something special. So that's interesting. We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out. And actually, before I continue, I'd like everyone to like and subscribe and share my video. It helps the brother pays the bills. It helps to build my channel up, and it helps the people to recognize me, and it also helps to get me out there. So please make sure you like, subscribe, and share this video. And also, I want to know your top 25 songs, or even your top 5, top 10 songs, or your top 3 songs of 2024 for R&B music. Let a brother know in the comment section, because I want to know. And I want to end this show with this. There's a lot of things going on. Like I said earlier, I'm not a political guy because I don't represent neither party. I just want to say that what happened to Charlie Kirk is sad. And my condolences go out to his family, to his wife and his 2 children. Nobody should ever get killed for voicing their opinions. Nobody should ever get killed for being who they are, whether we like them or not. They had a memorial service for him this past Sunday. And I give a lot of credit to his wife, who forgave the shooter. That takes a lot of courage, and that takes a lot to say. So I want everybody to remember this. No matter how much we disagree, do out here, please don't hurt nobody. And don't let nobody hurt you. Again, like I said earlier, live life. Live your life. And let that other person live their life. Be a positive influence. Don't be a negative influence. I know Charlie Kirk has a lot of supporters out here, and a lot of people who love everything he's said or what he represents. But then there's a lot of people out here who don't. We got to show some type of remorse, not for us, not for him, but for his family, for his little children. Because I don't want them to go back and look and see all these people who showed no empathy, who hated their father. They don't need to see that. They don't need to know that. Again, whether we like Charlie Kirk or not, he didn't deserve to be gunned down. But the one thing I say, we can always forgive, but we will never forget. And Charlie Kirk said a lot of things that anger a lot of people. And we won't forget those things. But the one thing that we do know for sure is that man loved his children. He loved his family. And he did right by his family. That man loved God. He loved his wife. And for that, we cannot knock him for that. So with that said, everybody, stay golden. Stay truthful to yourself. Stay prayed up. Love thy neighbor. Love yourselves. And go out here and let's make a difference. Because life as we know it, every day, is changing for the worse. We got to reverse that and make life better for all of us. Thank you for tuning in to KDKW-DB Radio Show. I'm your host, DS Walk. And remember, like, subscribe, and share my show and my channel. Love you guys. Peace out. Talk to you.